Morning, Amy. Morning, Gautam. Vela. Morning, John. Morning, Cindy. All right. I think we have enough to get started. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana-gamanang sampurnang panatipata veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Kame sumichachara veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Sura meriya majjapamadhatana veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Tisaranena sadding panchasilang dhammang samadhiyatva sadhukang surakkatang katva appamadena sampadettabang. Silena sugating yanti, silena bhoga sampada, silena nibbuting yanti, tasma silang visodaye. get started on page 23. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vidya charana sambhano sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarati satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati svakato bhagavata dhammo Sanditiko, akaliko, ehipassiko, panayako, pachatang vedita bovin yuhiti. Supatipanno bhagavato, savaka sango, nyayapatipanno, ujupatipanno bhagavato, savaka sango, nyayapatipanno bhagavato, savaka sango. Samichi patipanno bhagavato savaka sango yadidang chattari purisa yugani yatta purisa puggala esa bhagavato savaka sango ahuneyo pahuneyo dakkineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punya ketang lokasati Buddho susuddho karuna mahannavo yo chanta suddha bharanyana lochano yo lokassa papu pakilesa gata govandami buddhang aham adarena tang Namo te purisa janya, namo te purisuttama, sadeva kasming lokasming natite patipuggalo. Dhammo patipo viyatassu sattuno yo maggapaka matabheda pinnako. Lokuttaro yo chadhadatta dipano vandami dhammang aham adarena tang. Yo cha dhammam apinyaya dhammam manyaya pandito rahadova nivato cha hane jovupasammati yesang dhamma asamutta parvade sunaniyare te sambuddha sammadanya charanti visame samang Ye kechyo sadha loke vidjanti vividha bahu Dhammo sada samannati etang pivita bhikkavo Dhammo sadang pivitvana ajara maranasiyung Bhavayitva chapasitva nibbutta upadikaye Sango sukatta bhyatikatte sannito yoditta santo sugatana bodhako Lo lappahino ariyo sumedaso vandami sangang aham adarena tang Suko buddhana muppado sukha sadhamma desana Sukha sangassa sammaggi samagganang taposuko Bahungve saranang yanti pabbatani vanani cha haram maruka chatyani manussa bayatajjata netang ko saranang kemang netang saranang uttamang netang saranang agamma sabbadukka pamucchati Yo cha buddhan cha dhamman cha sanghang cha saranangato Chattari ariya satchani samappanyaya passati Dukkam dukkha samuppadang dukkassa cha atikkamang Aryan chitangikam maggam dukku pasamagaminang Etang ko saranang kemang, etang saranang uttamang, etang saranang agamma sabbadukka pamuchyati. Imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi. Imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya dhammang pujemi. Imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya sanghang pujemi. Mano pubangama dhamma manosetta manomaya. Manasa che paduttena bhasati va karoti va tato nang dukam manveti chakkang va vahato padang manopu bangama dhamma manusetta manomaya manasa che pasannena bhasati va karoti va tato nang sukam manveti chaya va anapayani. Anicca vata sankara upada vayadamino upajitva nirujjanti te sangvu pusumo suko sabba papassa akaranang kusalassa upasampada satchitta pariyodhapanang etang buddhana sasanang kanti paramang tapo tittika nibbanang paramang vadanti buddha Nahi pabbajito parubhaghati samano hoti parang viheta yanto Anupavado anupagato patimoke cha sangvaro Mattanyuta jabatasming pantang cha sayanasanang Arichitte cha ayogo etang buddhana sasanang Imina punya kamena upajaya gunuttara Achariyupakara cha mata pita piya mamang Suryo chandimaraja gunavanta narapicha Brahma mara cha inda cha lokapala cha devata Yamo mitta manusa cha majjata verikapicha Sabbe satta sukhi hontu punyani pakatani me Sukhang chativitang dentu kipang papetu vomatang Imina punya kamena imina udesena cha Kipahang sulabe sheva tanupadana chedanang Ye santane hina dhamma yava nibbana to mamang Na santu sabbada yeva yatta jatto bave bave Ujucitto satipanyo sale ko viryavamino Mara labantu no kasang kattun cha viryesume Buddha di pavaro nato dhammo nato varuttamo Nato pacekka sambuddho sangho nato taro mamang Teso tamanubhavena maroka sanglabantuma Imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya Dukkha patta chani dukkha baya patta chani baya Soka patta chani soka hontu sabbe pipaniyo Bhava gupadaya avici hetato etantare sattakayupapanna Rupi arupi cha asanya sanya no dukkha pamuchantu pusantu nibbuting Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right. Our secondary chanting of the day, which is going to be starting the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta on page 109. Evang me sutang ekang samayang bhagava varanasiyang viharati yasipatane mikadaye tatra ko bhagava panchavaggiye bhikkhu amantesi dve me bhikkave yanta pabbajitena na sevatabba katame dve Yo chayang kame sukamma sukha kanu yogo hino gammo potujaniko anario atta samhito yo chayang attakila matta nu yogo dukko anario anatta samhito ete Ko bhikkhave abho ante anupagamma majjima patipada tathagatena abhisambuddha chakku karani jnana karani upasamaya abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbannaya samvattati Katama chasa bhikkhave majjima patipada tathagatena Abhisambuddha chakku karani jnana karani upasamaya abhinyaya sambuddhaya nibbannaya samvattati ayang eva aryo attangiko maggo seyati dang sammaditi sammak sankappo sammavacha sammakammanto samma ajivo sammavayamo Samma sati samma samadhi ayang kosa bhikkave majjima patipada tathagatena abhisambuddha chakku karaniya jnana karani upasamaya abhinyaya sambuddhaya nibbannaya samvattati Idanko panabhikkhave dukkang ariya satchang jati piduka jara piduka vyadi piduko myaranang pidukang apiehi sampoyogo duko piehi vipayogo duko yang pitchang na labati tang pidukang sankitena panchupadana kanda dukkha Idanko panabhikkhave dukkha samudayang ariya satchang Yayang tanha ponobhavika nandi raga sahagata tatra binandini seyati dang kama tanha bhava tanha vibhava tanha. All right. So this is, Dhammacakkappavattana is setting the wheel of Dhamma in motion. So this was the very first discourse that the Buddha gave upon his awakening to the 5 ascetics that he had previously done the extreme ascetic lifestyle with, like eating 1 grain of rice a day and living out naked and all kinds of stuff to make the body suffer with the belief that that would bring them to enlightenment. And the Buddha realized after 6 years that no, that would not do so. And you'll see why. Thus I have heard, on one occasion the Sublime One was living at Varanasi, in the deer park at Isipatana. There the Sublime One addressed the bhikkhus of the group of 5 thus: Bhikkhus, these 2 extremes should not be followed by one who has gone forth into homelessness, the pursuit of sensual happiness and sensual pleasures, which is low, vulgar, the way of worldlings, ignoble, unbeneficial, and the pursuit of self-mortification, which is painful, ignoble, and beneficial. Without veering towards either of these extremes, the Tathagata has awakened to the middle way, which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana. And what bhikkhus is that middle way awakened to by the Tathagata, which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana? It is the Noble Eightfold Path. That is, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This, bhikkhus, is that middle way awakened to by the Tathagata, which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which leads to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to nibbana. Now this, bhikkhus, is the noble truth of suffering. Birth is suffering. Aging is suffering. Illness is suffering. Death is suffering. Union with what is displeasing is suffering. Separation from what is pleasing is suffering. Not getting what one wants is suffering. In brief, the 5 aggregates subject to clinging are suffering. Now this, bhikkhus, is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. It is this craving that leads to renewed existence, accompanied by delight and lust, seeking delight here and there. That is, craving for sensual pleasures, craving for existence, craving for extermination. And we will leave the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta there, continue on tomorrow. We'll go to our thought of the day, continuing on through the Rattapala Gata, the Rattapala verses, page 79. Okay, I think we're going to do the next 2 quatrains. I think they fit together. Raja pasaya patavings vijitva sasagaranantang mahing avasanto orang samudassa atittarupo parang samudassa pi patayetta Rajacha anyecha bahu manusa avita tanha maranang upenti unava hutvana jahanti dehang kamehi lokamhi nahatti titi. A king who has conquered the earth by force and rules over the land the ocean bounds, is yet unsated with the seas near shore, and hungers for its further shore as well. Most people too, not just the king, encounter death with craving unabated. With plans still incomplete, they leave the corpse. Desires remain unsated in the world. I think yesterday I might have given the Bhante G simile of the house and the rain of gold. I'm not sure. I might have, but about a man who has a house and it has some holes in the roof, and he goes to bed and he wakes up the next day and the house is full of gold coins. And instead of thinking like, oh, what can I spend this on? My children will never have to worry about being poor or anything like that. He says, dang, I wish I had a bigger house, right? Right? So this is continue on to the same thing. Even a king. Somebody's like, I have conquered all of this continent. Oh, that land over there is looking pretty good too. Let's keep going. Just like a king, we die with plans unabated, with craving unabated, right? Buddha says that there is what they call a kamogha. Kama is like sensual delights, things that you can experience with the senses that are pleasurable. Ogha is a flood. So we live immersed in this flood of sensual pleasures, right? From the second we're born to the second we die, we are immersed in this flood. And we like sensual pleasures. We like things that are pleasant, so we keep chasing after them. And there's not enough, this flood is so large that there's no way in one lifetime that you can experience it all, right? And your mind wants to keep experiencing sensual pleasures, right? So that's the plans, right? Plans left unabated means the plans are not over yet. The mind is not ready yet to let go of experiencing sensual pleasures. It wants to keep doing it, right? There's still a lot out there to experience. Still so many pleasant experiences left out there. Let's keep going, right? And it is this craving, this tanha, this thirst, right? This thirst, that's what tanha really means, thirst. Like, like the image of the hungry ghost, the peta, who, has a small mouth, right? And is always hungry, but it can only fit in just a little bit, so it's always starving, right? That's us. We're always hungry for more. More. And we want more pleasant experiences. And then when we die, all that momentum, right? We've built up all that momentum. That momentum just doesn't stop, right? It's a powerful force, that craving, that keeps going. So it becomes the impetus for continued existence. Right, so Ratipala is saying this. He's saying there's no end to our craving. We'll just keep going on like this, causing us ourselves suffering. And when do you say, like, okay, enough is enough? Or when do you say, well, maybe this is a bit too much? When do you say, well, this is actually more suffering than is helping me? Being dragged along by this craving, slave to this craving. Yeah, maybe I'll let go. Right? So keep these thoughts in mind today, this reflection, right, on the fact that it will never end. Right? My mind, my mind wanted to live forever, wanted to experience, like, oh man, I was born too early. I wanted to be like a spaceship captain and explore the stars, right? And then I'd be like, oh no, well, now that I'm a spaceship captain exploring the stars, I want to see what it's like then. I want to see what it's like after that. I want to see what it's like. So we have this craving, right? And it just keeps going. It won't end until you decide to end it, right? That's what the Noble Eightfold Path is good. Let me follow this path that leads to the ending of my suffering. Let me end my samsaric journey, right? It was fun while it lasted. No, actually not. It was suffering while it lasted. We just thought it was fun the whole time, right? So keep these reflections in mind. I wish you a very spiritually successful and peaceful day. Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy. So, the next Friday, right? Today's Friday. So next Friday will be the end of the final session here at the Vihara, because next Saturday morning I'll be leaving. What I would suggest is, I don't know, I'm going to try to keep this going. Obviously, I might have to change times a little bit. Maybe a half hour earlier, a half hour later. I don't know. We're going to have to figure it out. But if you haven't already, you can go to the website, themagaseka.org, and you can click on I think it's the top right to subscribe, to do the email list. So it'll send you an email when I post, right? So I'll post on that, and also on YouTube, I can make comment posts on my page, but I don't know if anybody ever gets them. So I can do that. So between the YouTube comment page and my website. I'll keep you guys informed about that. So, friends, have a good night. Have a good day.